Howdy and welcome to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon and in this video we'll be doing the complete and brand spanking new and most up-to-date gang guide for the Squat Prospectors in Necromunda. First and foremost, thank you to Games Workshop for sending me a beautiful copy of the new Squat book, Halls of the Ancients, and please do like, share, subscribe and check out the Patreon as well if you'd like to support me further. Genetically altered to survive the harsh environment of the Ash Wastes, the Ironhead Squats have mastered the wild places of Necromunda and thrive where most gangers would perish. Once a squat makes a claim, it is nigh impossible to shift them, their bodies as tough and unyielding as their will. When using Ironhead Squat Prospectors, positioning is all important. With their resilience and ability to bring a huge weight of fire to bear, they excel in short to medium range firefights with their Exo-Kyn ready to move in close and finish off the enemy. However, their slow speed and lower than average initiative means that your fighters are vulnerable to being outmaneuvered, and fighting on the upper levels of a battlefield is risky, while the cost of their fighters and equipment means you will often be outnumbered. If you wish to field a well-equipped and hardy gang capable of squaring off against even the toughest of opponents, then the Ironhead Squats are the gang for you. So, Squat Prospectors, eh? Squats in Necromunda are a fantastic gang with a bunch of strengths and weaknesses that we're going to just highlight quickly now. That was a little excerpt from the actual book there on why to play squats, but I'm just going to highlight a couple of key details on the actual strengths and weaknesses of the gang now. Now you can pick this book up and read all of the lore for yourself. Today we're not going to go through the lore, we're just going to crunch through all of the data and the juicy stats in this new squat book. There's lots to talk about. We've got lots of equipment and new weapons to talk about. We've got new fighter types, and this is the new, updated and full complete gang guide to squats. Firstly, the main strength and the real reason why you're going to want to play squats is the firepower that you can dish out. Now, squats, I would say, are the shootiest gang in the whole game so far. You might look at Van Saar and go, those boys are pretty shooty, but squats really, in terms of DACA, are absolutely ridiculous. The weight of firepower you can bring to bear on your opponents is absolutely unmatched across the whole game. Masses and masses of rapid fire weapons are what you're going to be going for with squats, and it's really, really fun rolling bucket loads of dice and just, you know, fishing and hoping that you hit stuff. When you do, it's pretty nasty. Squats have a bunch of unique weapons that we're going to talk about in a bit, and most of them have at least rapid fire 1 or 2. So we're going to talk about those a bit later on. Squats are also absolutely hard as nails. Similar to Goliaths, they have a toughness of 4 across the board. Even the Juves, in fact, have a toughness of 4, so they're much harder to remove, especially when you combine that with good armor. Also in this book, we have some new rules for post-battle actions which are unique to squats, and this is something I'm quite excited about, and there's quite a bit of detail in there to chew through later on in this episode. Another key strength for squats is their ability to field amazing hangers-on, not least the claim jumper, as well as a fantastic brute in the Vertijan Exo-Driller that we're going to look at in a bit as well. We also have a couple of Dramatis Personae that you can go and check out in the solo Dramatis Personae videos that I've done. I'm not going to go through those too much detail in this video, but we have Urson and Orin Grimjarl, who are both fantastic Dramatis Personae that you can hire. We've also got some really good agents that you can hire for squats now as well. In terms of their weaknesses though, of course, when you look at the stats here, you see the toughness, you see the weapons and stuff like that, but you've also got the very, very slow movement factor. Now, squats used to be even slower before they actually got their own book, particularly if you were choosing Venators. They had movement 3, and one of the early squat Dramatis Personae was movement 3 as well. Now they're all movement 4, which is still very slow. It's, again, as slow as a Goliath, really, or a Genestealer Neophyte. But this does mean that positioning is absolutely key, as mentioned before, and getting into those positions and certainly climbing obstacles can be a little bit of a problem for squats, especially with my next point when you combine that with their low agility across the board as well, with a 5+ pretty much all the way through. Squats are also very expensive. They are more of an elite gang, and generally speaking, you are going to be outnumbered by most gangs in Necromunda, except the most elite, Spirers, Venators, and I don't know, Van Saar perhaps. But they are very expensive. Their equipment costs a lot of money, but it's absolutely worth it. Just bear that in mind though, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to be out activated by the enemy, and action economy in Necromunda is something I go on about a lot. It's very, very important. When you've only got 4 guys and your opponent has 8, they're going to have the upper hand on you, even if they're not as well armed and equipped. Another weakness here, I think, is the skill access. You don't get enough access to shooting skills on a shooty gang. You do get access, however, to brawn, which is one of the weakest skill trees. We also have Wisdom of the Ancients, which we're going to talk about in a bit, and that is the squat-specific skill tree. There are many duds in there, but there are a couple of interesting ones that you can use as well. But I'd say the skill set is generally one of the weaknesses with this gang as well. We're going to look at the fighters now, and the first one that you're going to begin with in every single gang, and you're always going to need this guy, he is your Charter Master, and he is the leader of your entire gang. You're always going to need one of these guys, and he follows the usual leader rules for leading by example, gang hierarchy, and tools of the trade. He has group activation too, meaning that he can carry 2 fighters with him and group activate if you really want to. However, bear in mind, being out activated by other gangs can be a problem if you're group activating all the time as well. The Ironhead Squat Prospector Charter Master has the following stats. He's a movement of 4, which is pretty much the same as everybody here. We've got a weapon skill of 3+ and a ballistic skill of 3+, strength 3, and that nice toughness 4. However, the Charter Master does have a very, very tasty wounds of 3, so toughness 4 and wounds 3 is incredibly hard to remove. It's similar to a sort of Orlok leader combined with a Goliath leader here as well, so really, really tough guy. Initiative 5+ is not very good, but you're generally going to find that in a squat gang, your initiative is fairly crap, but you make up for it with toughness. Attacks 2, leadership 5+, cool 5+, willpower 5+, and intelligence 6+. He's got great mental stats across the board here, and he is 115 credits. So in terms of skill access, we get brawn on a primary and shooting on a primary, along with leadership, similar to most leaders. I would say that the shooting skills here are the best of those 3 sets, but consider if you are running a small elite gang, you might want to choose something like Iron Will as your first skill pick here. But you could build this guy as a shooter. He can, however, mix it up in melee as well, so do consider that option. I think personally the balanced approach is often best with the Charter Master. In terms of the equipment and war gear that you can give your Charter Master, we get an absolute plethora of really exciting stuff to use here. We've got the Ironhead Auto Gun and the Ironhead Bolt Gun for 25 and 95 credits respectively. The Bolt Gun is absolutely overkill, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. The Ironhead Auto Gun, though, is a fantastic, one of the best basic weapons in the game, if you ask me. For 25 credits, it's always worth it. For pistols, we get the Ironhead Auto Pistol, the Ironhead Bolt Pistol, the Ironhead Hand Flamer, the Ironhead Inferno Pistol for 160 credits, and the Ironhead Stub Gun and Dum Dum rounds there as well. Special weapons, we get the Ironhead Flamer, the Ironhead Melter Gun, the Ironhead Grenade Launcher with seismic grenades. We're going to take a look at that soon as well, and that's 50 credits, an interesting choice there. And heavy weapons, we get the Ironhead Heavy Flamer, the Ironhead Heavy Stubber, and a Mining Laser for 125 credits too. We then get Power Pack weapons. We're going to talk about Power Pack in a little bit more detail soon as well, because this is something, again, unique to the squat mechanics here. But the options here are the Bolt Spitter for 40 credits, the Circular Stone Saw, the Gem Extractor, the Ironhead Arc Welder, and the Stone Burner here as well. Those are your Power Pack options. In terms of close combat now, we get the Axe, the Fighting Knife, Ironhead Power Fist for 60 credits, which is excellent value. We get the Two-Handed Chain Axe, the Power Hammer, the Two-Handed Power Axe, and the Two-Handed Power Pick. All of these are new and unique to squats. In terms of grenades now, we get blasting charges, frag, crack, and smoke. So just 4 choices on the grenades there, but that's fine. We also have carapace, light or heavy, and flak and mesh armor in there too. Typically, you're going to probably want to go with mesh armor, as it's the cheapest and best sort of option there, really. We also get access to all 3 field armor types here as well: conversion field, displacer field, and of course the refractor field there as well. In terms of personal equipment, Bio Booster Drop Rig, Filter Plugs, Grav Chute, Medicae Kit, Photo Goggles, Photo Lumens, and a Respirator. In terms of weapon accessories, just 4 here with the Infrasight, Monosite, Telescopic Sight, and of course the Suspenser if you really want to give this guy a very expensive heavy weapon. Status items here as well. We get 3 exotic beasts that we're going to go into detail on later on. You get the 3 Techmites, the Autovaya, the Excavator, and the Techmite Oculi, which is the cheapest of the 3 here at 40 credits. At the end of this video, I'm going to go through 3 different gang lists which build the leader in different ways. I would say, generally for me at least, I would go with a balanced approach with most leaders in the game, and I think the Squat Charter Master, being such a solid, tough guy with 3 wounds and toughness 4, definitely is worth making a sort of balance approach with. I tend to go with a basic weapon, maybe an auto gun or a bolt gun if you really want to splash the cash, and usually a decent close combat weapon or a pistol teamed up with perhaps a power pack weapon as well. But it really does depend on how many credits you've got left over after doing the rest of your gang as well. But the squat leader is a really, really solid leader, definitely one of the best in the game and a really fun one to use as well. Now we've got 2 champion types to talk about here. This is the generic champion type here, and this is the Ironhead Squat Drill-Master. Not to be confused with the Exo-Master that we're going to talk about in a second. This guy's 85 credits, and the stats are as follows. We have a movement of 4, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 3+, so a little bit better at shooting than he is at fighting. We get strength 3, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 5+, 2 attacks, leadership 6, cool 6, willpower 6, and intelligence 7+. So 1 worse on all of the mental stats there, 1 less wound, but clearly slightly geared towards more shooty than fighty. However, the skill access here is a brawn on primary and also wisdom of the ancients on a primary, but not shooting skills, unfortunately, on this champ. The typical special rules with this type of champion is that he has group activation 1 as opposed to the leader's group activation 2, and he also has tools of the trade, meaning that you can have various different equipment sets. He also has that 6-inch bubble of cool checks you make when you do your bottle rolls, similar to the leader who has the 12-inch bubble when it comes to making those cool checks. In terms of equipment now, it is slightly more limited than the leader, but you still get some great options here. Again, with the Ironhead Auto Gun and Ironhead Bolt Gun for basic weapons, we've got the Ironhead Auto Pistol, Bolt Pistol, Hand Flamer, Inferno Pistol again, and the Ironhead Stub Gun. We have the Ironhead Flamer, Ironhead Melter Gun, Ironhead Grenade Launcher with seismic grenades for 50 credits there too. And for heavy weapons, we get the Flamer, the Heavy Stubber, and the Mining Laser there as well. The same power pack weapons are on offer here as well, with one of the ranged profiles being in here, which is the Bolt Spitter. We're going to talk about that one in a bit because that is new to this book. We've also got the Axe, Fighting Knife, Ironhead Power Fist, Two-Handed Chain Axe, Power Hammer, two-handed power axe, and two-handed power pick there as well, so very similar to the leader there. We've got the same 4 grenade options with blasting charges, frag, crack, and smoke, and the same armor options there too with carapace, light, heavy, flak, and mesh. We've also got all 3 conversion and displacer and refractor armor, field armor there as well, with the personal equipment being exactly the same too. Also, the weapon accessories are exactly the same, and the status exotic beasts here, all 3 of those are accessible for this champion as well. So the sort of general overview for the Drill Master here is that he's just not quite as good as the Drill Master, of course. He has 1 less wound, his mental stats aren't quite as good, but he's still pretty damn solid. The ballistic skill 3+ there, meaning that you're probably going to lean into this guy for heavy weapons or special weapons here, really. And again, I'm going to talk about that in a bit when I look through my gang lists. Here's where things get fun, and this is completely new and exclusive. You heard it here first. We have the Ironhead Exo-Master, which is a different type of champion. This is your specialist champion, similar to a Stimmer or a Death Maiden or something similar. We have the Exo-Master. These guys are the big tanky looking dudes in big Exo-Suits, and they're really, really cool. Let's have a look at them now. This guy's 110 credits, so he's certainly more expensive than your general sort of champions, I suppose, and his stats are as follows. We have a movement of 4, a weapon skill of 3+, and a ballistic skill of 4+, so completely flipped from the general champion. Instead here, we have more of a focus on close combat with the higher weapon skill and the lower ballistic skill. Strength 3, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 5+, and 2 attacks. So everything else is the same as the Drill Master. We also have leadership 6, cool 6, willpower 6, and intelligence 7, which again is exactly the same as the other champion. The only 2 stats that are different is the weapon skill and ballistic skill. The Exo-Master also has the gang hierarchy 6-inch rule here, and he gets access to tools of the trade as well. And a new special rule here that we're going to talk about in a bit more detail is the post-battle actions Paragon of the Ancestors. This fighter may perform an additional post-battle action. This additional post-battle action must be an ancestor ability. Ooh, In terms of primary skill sets here, we get Brawn as a primary and Wisdom of the Ancients as a primary there as well. However, I would say that Brawn is slightly more useful on this guy, seeing as he's pretty much more of a close combat fighter. Some really interesting equipment here and much smaller of a list compared to that of your champion and your leader here. We've got the Ironhead Combat Shotgun for 40 credits. This is a new weapon. We're going to look at that in a bit more detail later on, but 40 credits for the Ironhead Combat Shotgun. I can't see it actually in the kit for the Exo-Kyn. So correct me if I'm wrong there. I don't think it's in the kit, but it's an interesting looking weapon. And again, quite interesting in the game as well. We've got the Storm Welder for a special weapon here, and those are really the only sort of shooty weapons you get here, except if you really want to go full absolutely ridiculous, then you can go for the Heavy Melter, which is 150 credits, not to be confused with the Multi-Melter, by the way. We get the same power pack weapons on these guys as well, with the Bolt Spitter, Circular Stone Sword, Gem Extractor, Ironhead Arc Welder, and the Storm Welder as well. And the close combat weapons is where it gets interesting. We have the Excavator Hammer for 50 credits, which I think is a bit of a steal. We have the Heavy Drill, which is 35 credits, the Hydraulic Drill for 25 credits, and probably the least exciting of the bunch. We get the Ironhead Power Fist, which is awesome. I'd love to build one of these guys with 2 power fists, actually, and a rock saw for 35 credits there as well. Also a good weapon. We get all 3 field armor choices there as well. The same personal equipment as you get on your champs and leaders, and only 2 of the exotic beasts here. We get the Techmite Autoveyor and the Excavator, but not the Techmite Oculi in this case. So really with this new book, what we have that we didn't have before is a little bit more emphasis on close combat. Of course, bear in mind squats are very slow, but these guys are very, very tanky and get some really, really hard-hitting, powerful close combat weapons that we're going to go through in a bit. So really, the Exo-Kyn are pretty interesting here. We're going to talk about the Exo-Kyn Ganger in a minute, or the prospect, should I say. But the champion in this case is a really solid, good stats across the board, and again, more of a close combat fighter than the actual champion. If you do want to include some close combat in your squat gangs, this is the guy who's going to do it best, really, along with your Charter Master. But honestly, this guy's built for close combat. Skills like Bull Charge might go really well with the hammer, but we're going to talk about some combinations when we go into the gang lists later. I was going to talk about it later, but I decided to talk about it here. The Exo-Suit that you get on the Exo-Kyn and the Exo-Master is fantastic. It's an inbuilt armor save of a 5+, similar to mesh armor, just looks cooler, and you are immune to both the Radphage, meaning that your toughness never goes down with Radphage. You don't get those flesh wounds that you get from Vansar gangs dishing them out willy-nilly. And you're also immune to the Blaze trait as well, which is fantastic. You don't have to worry about being set on fire. You can move freely around with your giant toffee hammer and pop some heads. And on to the Exo-Kyn. This guy is a prospect. He's the only prospect in the squat gang here, and he is as follows. He's 60 credits, and the stats are movement 4, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 5+, so not very shooty, but pretty average in close combat. Strength 3, toughness 4, wounds 1, initiative 4+, so slightly higher initiative there despite looking like a walking tumble dryer. We've also got attacks 1, leadership 8+, cool of 7+, willpower of 6+, and an intelligence of 7+. So not great on the mental stats, but remember this guy is a prospect. Also factor in the 60 credit cost. He also gets that Exo-Suit with the 5+ save and the immunity to Radphage and of course Blaze as well. And this guy is a hot-headed and fast learner as well, so the same rules that you get with the rest of the prospects in the game. Hot-headed means that if you're basically taken out next to someone else, they don't have to make cool checks, they don't worry if you get your head blown off, it's absolutely fine. He's also a fast learner, like a lot of prospects as well. During campaign play, when this fighter gains a characteristic advancement, they do not need to spend an additional 2 XP if the characteristic being improved has already been improved. In other words, this fighter may improve a characteristic any number of times up to the maximum for the basic XP cost each time as well. So they skill up a bit faster there. In terms of the skill access here, it's a bit different actually. In terms of primary, they get combat actually, and secondary is brawn and ferocity, which is pretty cool. And also in terms of the equipment, it's quite a small list. We get access to the special weapon, which is a Storm Welder, modeled on these guys as well. We get the same power pack weapons as the previously mentioned, and also close combat, we get the Excavator Hammer, which is awesome, the Hydraulic Drill, the Ironhead Power Fist, and the Rock Saw here as well. Armored Undersuit, Bio Booster, Drop Rig, Filter Plugs, photo goggles, photo lumens, and a respirator, and we get the Techmite Autovaya and the Techmite Excavator as well, so even the prospects can actually have pets too, which is pretty cool. For 60 credits, this is not a bad fighter. Again, he's average in close combat, but there are some really cool options for close combat here, and these certainly can pack a punch if you really want to. It just depends whether you want to go down more the shooty route, which I have to say is more squat to me, or the close combat route. Personally, though, I would nearly always take one of the champions here, the Exo-Master. The Exo-Kyn, though, it really is down to what you prefer the look of. Some people think these guys look a bit derpy. I think they're pretty cool. They just need to be painted up really grim, dark, and dirty. So the Ironhead Squat Drill-Kyn is the standard ganger here, and they're 10 credits cheaper than the Prospect at 50 credits. The stats are Movement 4, Weapon Skill 4, Ballistic Skill 4, Strength 3, Toughness 4, Wounds 1, Initiative 5, Attacks 1, and a 7+ Leadership with Cool 6+, Willpower 6+, and Intelligence 7+ there as well. So squats have got pretty good mental stats across the board, I reckon. They also get the Gang Fighter special rule here as well, and also you can pick one of them to be your specialist on creation too, meaning that they level up slightly differently and get access to special weapons too. In terms of skill access, again, we get primary of Brawn here, which is not great, again, for something that's going to be primarily shooting stuff. However, we do get also the shooting skills on primary here as well. So your specialist really is going to be pretty good if you give him a shooty Daka weapon and then give him some shooting skills down the line as well. In terms of the weapons and war gear for the basic ganger here, we get the Ironhead Auto Gun for 25 credits. Again, this is probably the most common weapon that you're going to choose most of the time because it is just awesome for 25 credits. We also get the Ironhead Bolt Gun, which is totally overkill. The Ironhead Auto Pistol, Ironhead Bolt Pistol, and Ironhead Stub Gun here as well. For 10 credits, pretty good value. Special weapons on your specialist, you can have the Ironhead Flamer or the Ironhead Melter Gun for 155 credits. Again, complete overkill, but if you really want it, take it. We get the Circular Stone Saw for power pack weapons here as well, but none of the other options are available for the Ganger, which is a bit strange, but it is what it is. For close combat weapons, we get the Axe, which just looks cool, Fighting Knife, Power Hammer, Two-Handed Power Axe, and Two-Handed Power Pick. Both of those are new to this book, so we're going to talk about those in a bit. The same 4 grenade types and Carapace Armor Light, Flak Armor, and Mesh Armor there as well. So no heavy Carapace Armor on these guys, but you're never going to take it because it's so expensive. For personal equipment, again, the same options that you get on the rest of the gang here, and the weapon accessories here, we get infrasight, monosight, and telescopic sight here too. Worth noting that these guys, the gangers, cannot take any of the Techmites. They are gangers, they just don't get them. The prospects, however, do, which is really interesting here. The last of your foot troops, and something that I talked about at length in my Juve video, or the best Juves in the game. This guy didn't get many votes in that video, but I think is one of the best Juves out there. He's 35 credits, and this is your Ironhead Squat Digger. He's movement 5, okay? So bear with me for a second. Movement 5 on a squat gang is huge. Just being able to move normally feels really fast and just gives you someone in the gang who can go and take objectives and do other stuff that you're gonna need to do. So lots of these diggers in my gang lists, generally speaking. The stats are as follows: movement 5, weapon skill 5+, ballistic skill 5+, which is fine. That's the same as most Juves. Strength 3, toughness 4 though. So toughness 4 and movement 5 is pretty great on a 35 credit fighter. Wounds 1, initiative 4+ as well. So again, slightly more agile than the rest of your gang. Attacks 1, leadership 8, cool 7, which is again better than average on a Juve. Willpower 6, really good, and intelligence 7+ here as well. Pretty nice, really. They get promoted to specialists, and they are also a fast learner, the same as the prospect there as well. In terms of skill access, we get shooting as a primary, so when they do level up to specialist, these guys can actually get pretty good skills. We've also got brawn and combat as secondaries here as well. In terms of equipment, though, again, this is why these guys are so good, is they do, similar to the Van Saar Juve, get access to basic weapons. So you can give these guys, yeah, sure, they haven't got great ballistic skill, but you can give these guys Ironhead auto guns or even Ironhead bolt guns if you really want to. Now, Ironhead auto guns, it's 2 rapid fire on a 5+ ballistic skill piece. That's fine, but if you can get up close and personal to get that +1 to hit a close range, then 2 rapid fire can take out pretty much anything. Again, we won't get into the nitty-gritty of why the Ironhead autogun is so good until later on. We get the Ironhead auto pistol, bolt pistol, and stub gun, as well as the circular stone saw on the power pack there too. So these guys can also have that. Axe, fighting knife, power hammer, and two-handed power pick. So definitely limited options here. The same 4 grenade types, the same 3 armor types as the Ganger, the same personal equipment, and the same weapon accessories as the Ganger too. Personally, I think the Digger on its own, when you compare it to other Juves, isn't completely amazing, but you know, in the context of this gang, having a faster, slightly more agile fighter is really crucial to getting those objectives in certain scenarios where you just need a little bit of speed. It's really important here, and I think the Digger's excellent. The next fighter type to talk about, and this really does depend if you're including vehicles in your campaigns, is the Ironhead Squat Gearhead. This is your crew member, and he has 40 credits, and he differs slightly to the other crew members that you can take on a generic basis. We have a ballistic skill 4+, leadership 7+, willpower of 6+, cool of 6+, and intelligence of 7+. So pretty good mental stats and an average ballistic skill here for your crew member. He gets shooting as a primary and also driving as a primary as well, so pretty good there too. And in terms of the equipment and stuff that you get in here, the custom vehicle, which really is a very variable cost there, Rid Runner for 95 credits, the Rock Grinder for 145 credits, Wolf Quad for 70 credits, Scalvian Explorator for 265 credits, we're going to talk about that in a minute, and the new Svenatar Scout Trike for 105 credits. Not bad at all. The Ironhead auto pistol, Ironhead bolt pistol, and Ironhead stub gun, as well as 3 pieces of personal war gear. The filter plugs, photo goggles, and respirator are available for this crew member. Okay, so we have 3 different types of pets for squats, and they're all super cute and look like they're straight out of Wally. These guys are awesome, and they all do different things. The first one is the Techmite Auto-Veyor, and he has 45 credits, so the sort of middle of the road one. Movement 4, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 4+, strength 3, toughness 3, wounds 1, initiative 4+, and attacks 1, with a leadership 8+, cool of 5+, which is fantastic. Willpower 6+, and intelligence 6+, so pretty good mental stats there as well, apart from the leadership maybe. They get a special rule called Tech Bypass. The Techmite Auto-Veyor may perform a bypass loot casket basic action when rolling to determine the contents. The dice may be re-rolled, so pretty handy to have that there. They also come with the Mono Arm. A Techmite Auto-Veyor may only be equipped with a single weapon. In terms of skills, they have the Always Another Secret skill as well, which is pretty good. It means you get extra cash in the wrap-up phase as well. They get Cunning as a primary skill set here as well, which is pretty interesting. And in terms of the weapons you can give this guy, only one. We get the Bolt Spitter, which is pretty good for 45 credits, Circular Stone Saw, Drill, Gem Extractor, Ironhead Arc Welder, 100 credits on this guy, and the Stone Burner as well. So pretty great. This one's nice just to sort of have next to your leader or someone, just to open credits and do menial tasks, open security doors and stuff like that. But he also gives you a little bit of credits in the wrap-up phase as well, but we'll talk about those skills soon. Pretty good though, and 45 credits is not bad for a pet. The next one is the Techmite Excavator 078B. This is 55 credits, so a little bit more expensive, but substantially tougher and does a different job to the Auto-Veyor. This one is movement 4, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4+, strength 3, but toughness 4, so similar to a squat there. We have wounds 1, initiative 4+, attacks 1, leadership 8+, cool 5+, willpower 6+, and intelligence 6+ as well. In terms of the special rules here, we get Tech Bypass again, so the same special rule in re-rolling the loot casket roll there, and also a Bi-Arm, so you may be equipped with 2 weapons as opposed to 1 here. In terms of skills, we get Brawn as the primary and Combat as the secondary, which is pretty cool. And also we get the Bolt Spitter, Circular Stone Saw, Drill, Gem Extractor, Ironhead Arc Welder, and Stone Burner. So the same options that you get, but you can take 2 of them on this guy for a slightly more beefy pet option. This one probably goes with your leader, because he's slightly more tanky and able to sort of soak up a little bit of extra fire and also dish out a little bit of damage if you're lucky too. The last pet and the cheapest option here at 40 credits is the Techmite Oculi. This one's really good. It's movement 7, so really fast here. 5+ weapon skill and 5+ ballistic skill, so certainly not good at fighting or shooting. Strength 2, so a bit weaker. Toughness 3, wounds 1, initiative 4+, and attacks 1, with a leadership 8+, cool of 5+ again, willpower 6+, and intelligence 6+ there as well. It's worth noting that you can go slightly further away from your owner with such a high cool there as well of 5+, and actually get away with it without getting broken, So that's worth mentioning there as well. We have flight. So this guy does fly and ignores, you know, difficult terrain and whatnot, which is excellent. We also have target paint as well, which is a special rule here. While at least one Tecmite Oculi is within 6 inches of an enemy model, their owner reduces any negative modifiers to hit that model by 1. So you could park this guy near someone who's in hard cover and reduce that hard cover to soft cover. Of course, you're risking your Tecmite Oculi there, but it's pretty good if you just want to really eliminate someone who's hiding in cover. We also have the Scout Drone special rule here as well, so the Tecmite Oculi can range further from their owner than most exotic beasts. The Tecmite Oculi must remain within 18 inches as opposed to the 3 inches on the other two. So pretty great there. This guy can just fly around the pitch or the board and just do his thing. He also comes with the Escape Artist and Evade skill. Evade meaning that he's a little bit harder to hit out in the open, and Escape Artist meaning that he gets out of close combat if he survives a bit easier. In terms of skill access, we get Agility on the primary and Cunning on the secondary, so very different to the other two. And the Tecmite Oculi may not purchase weapons or war gear or get any other stuff on this guy. So he certainly doesn't dish out any close combat or shooting attacks. He's really a sort of recon drone here. Another real strength about squats in this game is their fantastic hangers-on, brutes and dramatis personae, as well as agents, and their unique hanger-on here is absolutely fantastic, probably one of the best in the game, and also a really nice model from Forge World as well. This guy's 60 credits, and of course it is the claim jumper. I think this guy is an auto include in absolutely every squat gang, so do consider it. I think the credit cost here is far too cheap for what it does, but take advantage of it because why not? The Squat Claim Jumper has a stat line of movement 4, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 4+, so pretty good in close combat, strength 3 and toughness 4. We have wounds 1, initiative 4+, and 2 attacks, so extra good in close combat there as well. Leadership 7+, cool 6+, willpower 6+, and intelligence 5+, so very intelligent bloke. In terms of special rules here, we have the Seize the Prize special rule. So during the post-battle sequence, this fighter may perform the Claim Jump post-battle action, which is as follows. Claim Jump. Roll a d6 on a result of 5+. Choose a territory controlled by your opponent and immediately gain the boon from that territory. This does not prevent the territory owner gaining the boon. So this can be absolutely brilliant. Of course, it's only a 1 in 3 to do it, but if you do, you might get extra cash most of the time, or even an extra bounty hunter or something for your next game. Fantastic here. Again, 1 in 3, but it's still good, and it comes free with this 60 credit piece. He's also part of the crew, so unlike a lot of hangers-on, this guy actually starts on the field of battle and is in your gang as a fighter, which is fantastic. However, this guy does not gain any XP, and should he suffer a lasting injury that would make the change to the fighter's card, this fighter is removed from the gang roster just like any other hanger-on. But, you know, it's 60 credits, so you can easily buy another one at some point. In terms of equipment, though, that's where it gets really good. We have a gem extractor, an Ironhead auto pistol, an Ironhead power fist, a power maul, and they're equipped with frag and smoke and a Tecmite autoveyor with a drill and mesh armor. So a hell of a lot of gear there that you're getting for free on a 60 credit piece. Again, further compounds why you should auto include this guy in every single gang list. He also comes with 2 built-in skills. We've got the Fearsome skill, meaning that people have to make a willpower check before they fight you in close combat, and also Iron Jaw as well, making you know, weapons with no AP less effective in close combat as well, I believe. So pretty damn good there. Nothing more to talk about other than this guy's fantastic for the cost. If you added up the amount this guy actually should cost, it would be ridiculous. So you're getting something for 60 credits, and he's just fantastic. So yeah, absolutely auto-include this guy. Now for the Squat Brute. This guy is 250 credits, is a fantastic sort of Tin Man looking model. Reminds me a lot of the guy from Return to Oz. You know, once you see it, you won't unsee it. But 250 credits for the Vertijan Exo-Driller. This one is a fantastic brute and definitely something you're going to aim for should you get the credits in your campaign. Really, really good. The stats are as follows. We've got movement 4, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 3+. So pretty tasty at shooting, strength 4 and toughness 5. Wounds 3, initiative 5+, and attacks 2. We have a leadership 7+, cool 6, willpower 6, and intelligence 7+ as well. The Ironhead Squat Exo-Driller is armed with a Vertijan Fist, Vertijan Heavy Flamer, and Seismic Crusher. All Ironhead Squat Exo-Drillers are equipped with light carapace armor, giving you a 4+ save as well, which is pretty handy. You can also upgrade this guy's heavy flamer for 50 credits to a heavy bolter, and you're probably going to want to do this because the Vertijan heavy bolter is absolutely ridiculous. In terms of the special rules for this as well, we have the guard Exo-Suit. If the scenario being played requires the controlling gang to deploy sentries, an Ironhead Squat Exo-Driller can always be deployed as an additional sentry regardless of crew selection rules. Pretty good. This can take a starting crew above the maximum size. Again, it's not going to come up very often, but when it does, it's pretty tasty. We've also got the sensor suite. This model treats the visibility X rule as being 3 inches higher. So a little bit like having photo goggles or something, or an infrasight sort of built in there, but only 3 inches extra, but it still counts. The Ironhead Squat Exo-Driller also comes with a skill, and that is nobody pushes Kyn around, meaning that he cannot be moved by any sort of trait. So he can't be knocked back, and he can't fall off stuff either. It doesn't have to make a initiative check to fall off rafters and stuff. Not that you're going to go climbing anywhere with movement 4 tank. With the skill axis here is where it's really good. We get ferocity. So you can absolutely give this guy nerves of steel, and it makes him so much better, especially with a heavy weapon there too, meaning that he can just walk around shooting and hardly ever get pinned with this fantastic cool stat there as well. Yeah, ferocity stats on a primary there, really good, and something missing from the gang elsewhere. You also get access to some really good house agents here with great stats. You've got 3 different types here, and the house agents work as a sort of balancing mechanic in campaigns. You can petition for these guys, so a gang does not simply hire a house agent. Instead, a house agent may be dispatched to aid a gang when the petition is made by a gang leader. If a gang wishes to hire a house agent, the controlling player must roll on the following table during the appropriate step of the pre-battle sequence. It is D6 plus your rep, so the more rep you have, the less likely it is that you're going to get help here. But if you roll a 1 to 5, the house heeds the gang's plea for aid, and a house agent is dispatched. The gang may hire a house agent for this battle for only 40 credits, which is fantastic. On a 6 to 10, the house reluctantly agrees, and it will cost them. The gang may hire a house agent for this battle for 80 credits. We then have an 11 for 15. The house feels the gang is capable of fighting its own battles, and nothing happens. And on a 16, plus the house is angered that such a capable and notorious gang would petition for further aid, and the gang may not hire a house agent for this battle and must pay 2d6 times 10 credits to the house as punishment for making foolish petitions. So don't mess around. This is something that you're going to use as a balancing mechanic when you've got not much rep and haven't won many games. So bear that in mind before you do this. The stats are as follows. The first profile is movement 4, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4, wounds 2, initiative 5+, and 2 attacks with a leadership of 7+, cool of 5, willpower 6+, and intelligence 6+. So fantastic stats there, if a little bit slow, but he's a squat. The next one is a little bit faster, which I quite like. This is a close combat sort of orientated fighter here with movement 5 and weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 4+, strength 3, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 4 up, and 2 attacks with a 5+ leadership, 6+ cool, 6+ willpower, and 6+ intelligence. We also have the third profile here, which is the shooty profile, and this is movement 4, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 2+, with 3 strength, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 4+, attacks 1, with a 6, 6, 5, 4+ on intelligence there as well, which is fantastic. And these guys get some gear with them as well. Similar to a bounty hunter, these guys can get skills as well. So the house agent may take either 3 skills determined at random, or 1 skill determined at random and 1 skill chosen by the recruiting player. Each skill has chosen from the following skill sets: brawn, combat, ferocity, leadership, shooting, or wisdom of the ancients. So some really good choices there as well. Really nice indeed. You also get 150 credits worth of equipment and war gear on these guys as well. So pretty great, especially if you're getting them for 40 credits. And this can be chosen from the Squat Chartermaster equipment list. So you get all of the best gear really for these guys too. So 150 credits worth of gear and 3 random skills from decent lists. It's not bad at all, and the stats are fantastic as well. So again, something that you're going to want to look into in your campaigns should your arbitrator include house agents and things like that as well. Right, then on to vehicles. We have the very sexy looking Scout Trike here for 105 credits. This has a movement of 8, a toughness of 5 at the front, 4 at the side, and 4 at the rear. HP of 3, handling of 5+, and a save of 5+ there as well. In terms of weapon hard points, this thing gets an Ironhead Squat Sphinxer Scout Trike, has 1 weapon hard point, and any weapon mounted on it gains the crew operated and arc front traits as well. Also, the Squat Scout Trike can take Oculi tech mites as well, which is pretty cool, so you can buy those as extra. Also, this vehicle is wheeled too. In terms of upgrade slots, an Ironhead Squat Sphinxer Scout Trike, a bit of a mouthful that, has the following upgrade slots, so body 2, drive 1, and engine 2 as well. So pretty good, 105 credits for a very fast moving sort of gun platform there as well. Let's have a look at the weapons now for this thing. In terms of the vehicle upgrades and weapons here, we get for body upgrades, ablative armor, crash cage, and reinforced armor. Drive upgrades, we've got the emergency brake and tyre claws. Engine upgrades, we get the Archaeotech automatic reactor for 40 credits, the engine shell and the gliss injector for 20 credits. And for weapons here, we get 2 basic and 1 special. We get the Ironhead auto gun, twin linked of course, twin linked Ironhead bolt gun for 115 credits, and the twin linked melter gun, which is absolutely disgusting. A twin linked melter gun on a trike is insane, but you know, go for it. Vehicle war gear here, we've got the booby trap fuel tanks, flare launchers, headlights and smoke launchers, and of course the Techmite Oculi for 40 credits, which you do get in the box here with these guys too. So pretty good. And nice to have a nippy little scout vehicle that packs a real punch as well. Now we've got the beefy and beautiful model here, which is the Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator. You can get this from Forge World. You might have to remortgage your house in doing so, but it's 265 credits. You might have to remortgage your campaign gang as well somehow. It's movement 6, toughness of 9 at the front, 8 on the side, and 7 in the rear. HP of 6, handling of 6+, and a save of 3+ as well. So fantastic save there too. We get the Ironhead Claw as a special rule here. When an Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator collides with and destroys either an obstacle or flimsy structure, the Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator does not suffer any damage as a result of the collision. So that's pretty cool. We get the transport bed as well. So it comes with a transport bed along each side of the top hull. And you also get 2 weapon hard points here as well, 1 on top of the hull and 1 in the Ironhead Claw. Any weapon fitted to the hull weapon hard point gains the crew operated and all-round arc traits. Any weapon fitted to the Ironhead Claw weapon gains the crew operated and front arc traits as well. This vehicle is also tracked, so has all the tracked rules built into it as well, and upgrade slots. We have 4 on the body, 4 on the drive, and 4 on the engine, so you really can go to town on this thing. We also have the cargo loads to talk about here as well. Each Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator may be equipped with a cargo load. While equipped with at least 1 cargo load, the following rules apply. Valuable cargo. If at the end of the battle the Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator is not wrecked and still on the battlefield, which it usually will be, the controlling gang gains D3 times 10 credits to their stash. If the Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator had a cargo load, if the Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator is wrecked, then the opposing gang gains D6 times 10 credits to their stash if the Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator had a cargo load as well. So a nice juicy prize for your enemy, but something you gain most of the time because this thing is hard to take down. A little bit of creds there for you as well. Limited cargo here as well. An Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator may only have 1 Ironhead container as a cargo load too. And also we have the trading run special rule here too. During the post-battle sequence, an Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator with an assigned crew and a cargo load may make the trade post-battle action as well, which is pretty cool. You've got that additionally to your leaders and champs there, an extra trade battle action as well in post-battle. The Ironhead container also has a special rule here, which is flow of chems. If making a trade post-battle action, which you can, with an Ironhead Squat Scalvian Explorator equipped with an Ironhead container, then any chems purchased from the trading post have their credit cost halved, rounding up to the nearest 5 credits. So honestly, you're probably not going to buy chems that much, but you know, when they're half price, you absolutely might want to. It certainly makes them far more viable options for your gang. So the unique squat skill tree here is Wisdom of the Ancients, and some of your gang gets this in primaries. There are a few duds in here, if I'm honest, and there are 6 of them, like any other skill tree. The first one is where there's scrap, there's creds. In the receive rewards step of the post-battle sequence, as long as this fighter is not captured or in recovery, their gang earns an additional D6 times 10 credits for each vehicle belonging to an opposing gang that they wrecked. Note that this fighter does not need to have taken part in the battle. Again, this one's highly situational. It really does depend if you're going to be including vehicles in your campaign. It's nice, but it's certainly a bit of a dud there if I'm honest. The next one of my favorites, is Nobody Pushes Kin Around. A fighter with this skill is never moved as a result of a weapon with any trait or skill being used against them. They also automatically pass initiative tests when they need to make an avoid falling, when they go prone on a ledge or something like that as well. Pretty good. It's certainly not the best skill in the game, but it's very nice if you combine it with something like Nerves of Steel later on as well. Pretty good skill there. The next one is Chemical Bonds Never Break. This fighter may use a chem twice before it's removed from the fighter card. Again, you can get better access with chems with squats, but you're still probably not going to be using chems on your squats very much. I just don't think they're worth it for the cost most of the time anyway, even with the discount. So being able to use it twice, I mean, it's nice, but it's certainly a bottom of the barrel skill there, really, if I'm honest. The next one, and a pretty cool one here, I have to say, is the dependable like kin skill. So this fighter ignores the unstable trait on any weapon they are equipped with and may re-roll any ammo checks they take. Fantastic skill, particularly if you've got plasma weapons or anything with the unstable trait. You can shoot that plasma weapon on maximal without any worry whatsoever, and also gain some re-rolls on it. So that's a pretty nice skill. You're probably going to take that above many of the other skills here. I'd say so far Nobody Pushes Kin Around and this one are the two best ones so far. The next one, and a pretty good one as well actually, is Stubborn to the Last. When this fighter is taken out of action before being removed from the table, they may immediately make a shoot basic or fight basic action even if they don't have a ready marker. So this is great with someone who has got a decent shooty weapon. Note, you won't be able to do it with a heavy weapon unless you've got a suspensor because it's a double to shoot it. But it's pretty nice if someone's got an excavator hammer, you can just twat someone with that. Yeah, and it's a pretty good one. It's very similar to the the Cyber Mastiff sort of ability that you get there as well. I quite like it, but again, it's very situational whether you're going to be using it or not. And the last one is There's Always Another Secret. The names for these are a little bit sketchy, I must say. This one is when this fighter opens a loot casket, they add an additional D6 times 10 credits to their gang stash. It's pretty cool. I mean, you're going to have loot caskets in most scenarios, so a little bit of extra cash will go a long way in maintaining this gang's elite fear when buying their expensive war gear as you progress through a campaign. So those are your Wisdom of the Ancients skills. I think my favorite ones there are certainly Dependable Like Kin and Nobody Pushes Kin Around as well. Those two are pretty good. The others, somewhat duds so far. So this is a new thing to the squat book here. We have Ancestry rules. Now this is pretty cool. It gives you extra post-battle actions that you can do, and only certain fighters can do these. Really, I think it's only the Exo-Master who can actually do this as a post-battle action, but you get to choose between different mining clans when you hire that fighter, and that dictates what they get in terms of their post-battle actions. When an Ironhead squat leader or champion is added to the gang, they may select one of 3 Ancestry abilities associated with the gang's mining clan. Further Ancestry abilities may be purchased with XP as if they were primary skills. This is pretty cool. It just gives you more options here as well. I do like it, and it's definitely the unique sort of mechanic for squats, similar to Chem Alchemy or any of the other sort of mechanics you get with the house gangs. We've really fleshed it out here and given them something extra, and there's actually quite a lot to choose from here as well. Lots and lots of options here. The first one is the Anglish mining clan. I like to think these guys are from East Anglia, like I am from Cambridge, represent. So the first one is Master of Coin. So when this post-battle action is performed, if the gang sells items in the update roster step of the post-battle sequence, they gain the full credit value of the first 3 items they sell. Pretty cool. You also get Hostile Negotiations as well. When this post-battle action is performed, the gang removes 2d6 times 10 credits from their stash and selects one of their fighters who is held captive by another gang. The gang holding the captive gains half the credits removed this way and immediately returns the selected captive. Pretty cool. If the gang has insufficient creds to pay for the captive's release, then nothing happens. The next one is Recruit Scion with Inheritors of the Wastes. This is pretty cool. You get a free digger if someone dies in your gang. So if someone's deleted from your gang roster, you get a free squat digger, which is fantastic. Very nice. The next one is the Scragfrid mining clan. Extract creds. When this post-battle action is performed, the gang selects one of their territories. The territory does not grant any boons during this post-battle sequence other than income, but the gang adds d6 times 10 creds to their stash. If this post-battle action is performed multiple times in the same post-battle sequence, a different territory must be selected each time it's performed. So a bit of extra creds there too. You also have the automotive tinkering one here as well. When this post-battle action is performed, the gang gains 2d3 times 10 credits that may only be spent on vehicle war gear or upgrades at the end of the post-battle sequence. If any of those credits are unspent, they are lost. So not much, but 2d3 times 10, it's not too bad. Maximum of 60 credits there. And the last one here is Spoil Treasure. When this post-battle action is performed, add 3 to the availability level when seeking rare and illegal equipment. I do like this one because adding 3 to that roll is fantastic. You can get some really rare stuff there too. The next one is the Svardhol Mining Clan, and you get these 3 options. The first one is Recite Grievances. When the post-battle action is performed, this fighter gains the Berserker skill for the duration of the next battle, which is pretty cool on an Exo-Master with a big toffee hammer, which we're going to talk about in a bit. We also get the Patch 'em Up. When this post-battle action is performed, the gang may purchase bionics from the trading post, and all bionics are considered to be common. That's pretty cool. And also the third one here, Battle Drill. When this post-battle action is performed, then any fighters hired during this post-battle sequence earn D3 XP when they are added to the gang roster. That one's quite nice as well. We then have the Tapfakit. I hope I'm saying these right. Tapfakit Mining Clan. The first one is Gunsmithing. When this post-battle action is performed, select one of the fighter's weapons. The weapon permanently gains the Master Crafted trait, so you get to give Master Crafted to a weapon of your choice for free. It's not bad, but it's not game-breaking. We then have Custom Rigs. So when this post-battle action is performed, the fighter may perform the Negotiate Repairs post-battle action, reducing the cost by 2d6 times 10 credits to a minimum of 5 credits as well. Pretty good, that one. And Hidden Tunnels. When this post-battle action is performed, select D3 fighters for the duration of the next battle. Those fighters gain the Infiltrate skill. Now, this one is huge, especially when it comes to squat, shooting, gun lanes, and positioning. Being able to have a maximum of 3 of your fighters get into really good high vantage points is just fantastic. So I really like that one. That's my favorite one so far, especially when you don't get access to cunning skills normally. We then have the Helmaeth Mining Clan here as well. We've got Sump Safari. When this post-battle action is performed, select a friendly fighter, make a leadership test for this fighter, and if the test is passed, the selected fighter earns D3 XP. If the test is failed, you go into recovery. That one's terrible. Never use that one. We then have Press Gang. When this post-battle action is performed, make a leadership test for this fighter. If the test is passed, then the gang's next battle, they may hire D3 Hive Scum for free. I really like that one. Again, adding numbers to an elite gang, usually that doesn't have numbers, is just fantastic. Really, really good, that one. Up there with the Infiltrate one, I have to say. And the last one is Law of the Sump. When this post-battle action is performed, all gangs that took part in this battle earn D6 times 10 credits to their stash. Roll separately for each gang. So all gangs, pretty cool. So if you have a multiplayer, you can just give everybody credits. It's very nice. You're going to earn a lot of friends that way, but it's not one I'd probably pick, but it is quite a nice one to have there. Now for the Snorag Mining Clan, we have Midnight Battlefield. When this post-battle action is performed during the next Underhive battle, the gang fights in pitch black rules are automatically in effect. Pretty nasty. And again, if you've got lots of photo goggles and things like that, that can be really clutch. But you don't want to use that against Delac because, they're just better in the dark, I suppose. We also have Under Earth Tunnelers. So when this post-battle action is performed, select an exotic beast this fighter is equipped with. For the duration for the next battle, the exotic beast may move freely through impassable terrain, exactly like a psychoteric worm. Pretty cool, that. So you can burrow. And we also have Overwork as well. When this post-battle action is performed, select a territory the gang controls. The gang gains all the boons and income from the territory and additional time. However, for the next 2 campaign weeks, the territory gains no boons or income. So you can basically get credits on tick for this one, which is pretty cool, but then you just don't get it for the next part. So it's pretty good, that one, if you really, really want to buy something or you're desperate to heal a fighter at the dock or something like that. We then have the Vosinki Mining Clan. They all sound very sort of Scandinavian or maybe even Finnish, I suppose, but that's the culture that we've got for these squats here. We have Combat Drop. When this post-battle action is performed during the next Wastes battle, this gang fights. The fighter arrives as reinforcements during the end phase of the first round. This happens even if the scenario does not normally allow reinforcements and is in addition to any reinforcements from the scenario. Pretty cool, that one. I do like it. The combat drop. We also have Scout Out. When this post-battle action is performed, the next time the gang rolls to determine the scenario, their player may roll twice and choose which result to use. Pretty good if you're rolling for scenarios. We don't do that in my campaigns though, so that one's kind of redundant. And we then have Call for Aid. When this post-battle action is performed in the gang's next battle, they may petition a house agent for no credit cost. That, my lovelies, is my absolute favourite so far. Those stats, 150 credits worth and 3 skills, pretty damn good for free. So I'd probably be using that one. The Infiltrate one are my 2 favourites so far. You can also go with the Splinter Mining Clan here as well. So the first one is Not Quite Dead. When this post-battle action is performed, select a friendly fighter who suffered a lasting injury during this battle. You may discard the lasting injury. They receive and roll on the lasting injury table again. The second result is kept even if it's worse. So bear that one in mind, and you also get Adapt or Die. So when this post-battle action is performed, select one skill this fighter has. The selected skill may be exchanged for any other skill in their primary skill set. So that's pretty cool, and you get it for free too. So you can switch out something that you don't really like or something you just feel doesn't really fit the fighter anymore and give them something a bit more fitting and a bit more fluffy. Right, let's talk about weapons then, because this is the most exciting thing about squats, if you ask me. Lots and lots of juicy, awesome weapons that are unique only to squats as well. So, for basic weapons here, we have got the Ironhead Auto Gun. Now, the Ironhead Auto Gun is 8 inches close range, 24 inches long range, +1 to hit at short range. It is damage 1, strength 3, 4+ ammo, and it has rapid fire 2. So pumping out a maximum of 6 shots is frankly disgusting. For 25 credits, that is a fantastic weapon and absolutely my favorite basic weapon for these squats so far. Really, really good weapon, that, and something that you're probably going to give your diggers and your gangers and maybe even your leaders and champs if you really want to go there as well. Don't spam these though, because, you know, spamming anything just is no fun. There are other options and we're going to go through those now. The Ironhead Bolt Gun is exactly the same as an ordinary bolt gun. It is, however, 95 credits, so it's very expensive, but it's rapid fire 2. So a bolt gun already is scary. A rapid fire 2 bolt gun is absolute overkill. You're never going to need it. I've seen a bolt gun take out an ambot in one shot. Rapid fire 2 bolt gun is just another level. You can really take anything out with that, maybe even a Scalvian Explorator, I don't know. But it certainly is disgusting, but it's very expensive as well. So you get what you pay for though, I think. The next exclusive one here is the Ironhead Combat Shotgun. Unlike an ordinary combat shotgun, this one is half the cost at 40 credits, but it only has one weapon profile, and that is as follows: 8 inches short range, 16 inches long range, so a bit more like a regular shotgun. We get +1 to hit at the 8-inch short range, strength 4, damage 2, 4+ AP, knockback, and rapid fire 1. So, it's really nasty. Yes, it doesn't have any AP, but knockback, you could get, 3 shots at 3 damage if you really line this one up nicely. For 40 credits, that's a pretty damn good weapon if you ask me. Now into the pistols, we get a few options here. We've got the Ironhead Auto Pistol, same as an auto pistol, but rapid fire 2. Really, really nice. It's cheap. You can use it in close combat and dish out loads of rapid fire. Fantastic pistol. We also get the Ironhead Bolt Pistol, which is interesting because bolt pistols are a little bit crap and expensive for what they do regular, but the Ironhead Bolt Pistol is the same stats, but rapid fire 1. So you have that juicy rapid fire that I feel is really missing on the Bolt Pistol, and certainly makes it a really, really good weapon, and it's not that expensive either. So the Ironhead Bolt Gun really packs a punch close up. We have the Ironhead Hand Flamer, which again is the same as your ordinary hand flamer, except this one has the Firestorm special rule. So a really nice, strong template weapon. It's only strength 3, but it has the Firestorm special rule, which we're going to go into in a minute. It's similar to rapid fire, it's just not quite as good. The Ironhead Inferno Pistol now, which is basically a melter pistol or a souped up hairdryer, I suppose. 4-inch short range, 7-inch long range, so very short indeed. Strength 8, -3 AP, 2 damage, 6+ ammo, melter, rapid fire, scarce, and sidearm. So using this in close combat is revolting. It's very, very powerful. However, only 2 damage, but again, if you're using this at short range, which I hope you are, then the melter trait kicks in, and yeah, all over Red Rover. We also had the Ironhead stub gun, which exactly is the same as a regular stub gun, of course, with rapid fire 1, and also the choice of dum-dums, which also get rapid fire 1 as well. Really, really solid and a cheap option for your digger juves and just a sidearm on your champions as well. For special weapons, we get the options of the Ironhead Flamer. Again, exactly the same as your regular Flamer, except with Firestorm 1. Again, we're going to talk about Firestorm in a second, but it is similar to Rapid Fire, so pretty nasty there. We get the Ironhead Grenade Launcher with seismic grenades. This one is very interesting and again, unique to squats here. 6-inch short range, 24-inch long range, similar to your regular grenade launcher. It's -1 to hit at close range as well. It's strength 3, -1 AP, 1 damage, 5+ ammo, so a bit better than your regular grenade launcher. Blast 3 inches, knockback and seismic, so really good at pinning targets that aren't very pinnable normally. We then get the Ironhead Melter Gun, which 6-inch short range, 12-inch long range, +1 to hit at short range, strength 8, -4 AP and 3 damage with 5+ ammo, scarce, melter and rapid fire 1. Really, really nasty, that one. You're not surviving that very often, that's for sure. For heavy weapons, we get some interesting choices here as well. The Heavy Melter, 9-inch short range, 18-inch long range, +1 to hit at short range, strength 4, -4 AP, 3 damage, ammo 4+, which is fantastic, melter, rapid fire 1, scarce and unwieldy. Again, it's just hideous. It's hideous overkill, but if you really want to go there, then do it. You're not going to make any friends, with that one really easily though. We got the Ironhead Heavy Flamer, which is again exactly the same as an ordinary heavy flamer, however, rapid fire, or sorry, should I say Firestorm 1 as well. We then have the Ironhead Heavy Stubber, which is, of course, the same as your regular heavy stubber, just better with rapid fire 3. So putting out a possible 9 shots at 40-inch maximum range here, -1 to hit though. Strength 4, -1 AP, yeah. It's gross. But -1 AP, a strength 4, 9 shots. Nothing is surviving that if you absolutely get those 9 shots out. We have the weapon that is exclusive to the Vertijan Exo-Driller here, one of the weapons anyway, and that's the Seismic Crusher, which is a template weapon. It's strength 2, 1 damage, 6+ ammo, and concussion and seismic. So just really disruptive and annoying there, especially for stimmers and the like. We also have the Vertijan Heavy Bolter, which is absolutely disgusting. 18-inch short range, 36-inch long range with +1 to hit a short. Strength 5, -2 AP, 2 damage, 5+, and rapid fire 3. So 9 shots. It's just absolutely disgusting. So much damage you can put out with that. And this guy's just walking around shooting it every turn. Very, very nasty indeed. Then we have the Vertijan Heavy Flamer, which is exactly the same as your normal Ironhead Heavy Flamer, except it's got 5+ ammo instead of 6+ ammo, and of course Firestorm 1 there as well. Now to talk about the Power Pack weapons. I'll go into the Power Pack sort of actual special rules in a minute, but these things are over the shoulder and they're available for most of your squat fighters. The first one is a shooty one. It's called the Bolt Spitter. It's 4 inches short range, 10 inches long range. It looks cool. It is cool. It's +1 to hit at that 4-inch range. It's strength 4, -1 AP, damage 1, 5+ ammo with Power Pack, Rapid Fire 1 and Sidearm. So you can use this in close combat as well. It reminds me of the bolt launchers from the Oris Spira because they're only damage 1, but still very, very good with strength 4 and -1 AP. We have the Circular Stone Saw, which is strength +1, -1 AP, close combat of course, damage 1, Power Pack and Rending. Very nice. We have the Drill, which is strength 3, -1 AP, 1 damage and melee. This is on your little excavator guy, I believe. We also get the Gem Extractor, which is strength +1, -1 AP, 2 damage with melee and Power Pack as well. That one's pretty good, especially with the 2 damage there. We've got the Ironhead Arc Welder, which is totally over the top. This is strength +2, -2 AP, 3 damage, blaze, melee, and Power Pack there as well. And of course the Stone Burner, which is 2-inch versatile range, 4-inch at maximum range, and strength 5, -2 AP, 2 damage, 5+ ammo, melter, Power Pack, scarce, and sidearm. So you can use that in close combat too. Pretty nasty. Right, now into the close combat weapons, and these, most of them, you're going to take them on your Exo-Kyn. So the first one here is the excavator hammer, the huge hammer here pictured. This one is a 2-inch versatile weapon, which adds a little bit of extra threat range to your 4-inch movement, which is very, very important here. It is -1 to hit at that 2-inch range though, but it's strength +2, -1 AP, and 3 damage with pulverize, melee, unwieldy, and versatile. So pretty nice weapon there, and it's a decent price as well, but having that extra threat range is really important. If you combine this with bull charge, you can get strength 6 with it as well, which is pretty nice, wounding most guys on a 2. We have the heavy drill now, which is melee, rending, strength as user, -1 AP and 2 damage. It's pretty good. 2 damage is very nice, especially with rending there as well. We have the hydraulic drill now, which is strength +1, 1 damage, entangle, meaning that you can't parry it, and melee. Again, that is on your Exo-Kyn too. We have the Ironhead Power Fist, which is, I think, the coolest. I can't wait to give one of these guys just double Power Fists. They're pretty cheap for what they do as well. I think it's 60 credits. They're strength +2, -2 AP, and 2 damage with melee, power, and pulverize. Really nasty one, that. We have the pincer from the Techmite Oculi, which is crap. Strength 2, 1 damage melee. Nothing to talk about there, really. We have the rock saw on the Exo-Kyn as well, which is strength +1, -1 AP, 2 damage melee and rending. So like a chainsword, except instead of having +1 to hit, you have 2 damage, which is pretty nice, and not an expensive option there too. We then have 3 two-handed weapons that you can get here as well. We've got the two-handed chain axe, which is strength +2, -1 AP, 2 damage, melee, rending, and unwieldy. We have the two-handed power axe, which has a 2-inch versatile range on it. Worth noting that the chain axe doesn't. This one has a 2-inch versatile range, -1 AP, strength +2, -1 damage, -1 AP, 2 damage, disarm, melee, power, unwieldy, and versatile. And then we have the two-handed power pick as well, which is a really cool looking weapon. Again, 2-inch versatile, -1 to hit at the 2-inch versatile, strength +1, -3 AP, similar to your normal power pick, and 2 damage this one instead of just 1 damage. This one has melee, power, pulverize, unwieldy, and versatile as well. We then have, lastly on the close combat list, is the Vertijan Fist. This is a close combat weapon with a strength the same as the Vertijan, which I think is 4, -1 AP, 2 damage, melee, power, and pulverize. So pretty nasty weapon there as well. Now, in relation to squats, there are 2 weapon traits that we're going to go through here, 2 that are really relevant to squats here. And the first one, which I've mentioned before, is Firestorm. So, when firing a Firestorm weapon, a successful hit roll scores a number of hits to the model closest to the weapon, equal to the number of bullet holes on the firepower dice. So, similar to rapid fire, but it only happens to the model closest to the weapon. In addition, the controlling player can roll more than 1 firepower dice up to the number shown in brackets, for example, Firestorm 1, 2, or 3. Make an ammo test for each ammo symbol that is rolled. If any of them fail, the gun runs out of ammo. If 2 or more of them fail, the gun has jammed and cannot be used for the rest of the battle, regardless if it's scarce or not. The other weapon trait here is, of course, Power Pack, and this is unique to squats as well. A weapon with this trait is worn mounted on the Power Pack of an Ironhead Squat Prospector and does not count toward the maximum number of weapons a fighter can carry. However, a fighter cannot have more than 2 weapons with this trait, so you can have 2 Power Pack weapons as well, which is pretty cool. If the weapon also has the melee trait, it can be used in addition to any other weapons carried by the fighter, granting an additional close combat attack. So this is an additional attack with only that power pack weapon, adding to your sort of amount of attacks that you can actually dish out. So it's pretty damn cool. You can have 2 of them, and some of them are shooty, some of them are fighty, but that is power pack. Now, one of the last things we're going to talk about here are the access to tactics cards, exclusive squat tactics cards you get here. In the back of the book, you've got a D66 roll. You can also buy these cards as well, and they are as follows. The first one is Combat Power Distribution. Select a friendly fighter equipped with an Exo-Suit. Increase the strength and AP characteristics of one of their close combat weapons by 1 for the duration of the battle. Additionally, all of their weapons gain the Reckless trait. It's pretty cool. We then have Eager to Impress. This one, select a friendly Exo-Kyn fighter. If during the battle they take an enemy leader or champion out of action, they gain an additional D3 XP. It's nice, but it's certainly not game-breaking. We also have our clan heritage here as well. Select a friendly champion. During this battle's post-battle sequence, this fighter may select any Ancestry post-battle action and perform it even in recovery or convalescence. So pretty cool, that one, being able to do that as an extra post-battle action. I do like that one, actually. It's pretty good. Control node extender. This one gives your pets on any friendly fighter, instead of 3 inches, they can stay within 9 inches, so it increases the range there. I do like that one as well. Gravel to the end. For the duration of this end phase, when rolling to see if a friendly fighter prone or seriously injured recover, they are all considered to have rolled a flesh wound. There is no need to roll the dice. So all of your fighters that are seriously injured or whatever just get to take a flesh wound and recover. That one's really, really good and real clutch as well. That could win you a game. Making a stand. Select a friendly fighter. For the duration of this round, they cannot be placed prone or pinned. At the start of the end phase, change the fighter's status to prone and seriously injured. It's clutch. I can see a lot of uses for that one, but again, you know, you're going to be seriously injured at the end of it, so it's a high risk, high reward, that one. We then get mining tunnels. This one, you select a friendly fighter equipped with an Exo-Suit and they gain infiltrate for the battle, which is pretty fantastic, especially if they pack a real punch in close combat. The next one is low blow. For the duration of this activation, whenever this fighter performs a shooting attack against an enemy on a higher elevation, apply a +1 modifier to wound rolls. It's very interesting. We haven't seen one like that before, but probably not one I'm going to put in my deck. The next one is automatic rain. For the duration of this activation, increase the rapid fire trait on all of this fighter's weapons by an extra +1. Any weapon fired during this activation automatically runs out of ammo. Imagine doing this on a heavy bolter with rapid fire 4. Oh my God. Definitely a tactics card I'm going to take 9 times out of 10. The next one is Heads of Iron. The bottle check is automatically passed. There's no need to roll the dice. You've already got this card in generic tactics list, but it's just included here as a special squat one. It's exactly the same though. Overclocked Reactor is the next one. For the duration of this activation, the vehicle's movement characteristic is increased by 2 and their handling characteristic is reduced by 2. It's interesting, but again, only really viable if you're actually using vehicles in your campaigns. The next one is Ramming Breach. For the duration of this activation, the vehicle takes no damage from head-on collisions. Pretty cool. We have Respirator Pipes. Select D3 friendly fighters. For the duration of the battle, the selected fighters are equipped with respirators. Interesting, but certainly not great. We have Burst of Speed. For the duration of this activation, the fighter may perform a single move free action. This one is brilliant, especially if you want to queue up someone for a big fat juicy charge. We then have Inferno Rounds. For the duration of this activation, any Ironhead auto guns or Ironhead bolt guns this fighter is equipped with gain the Blaze trait. So what you don't kill, if you don't happen to kill it, is then perhaps on fire. We have Iron Swing. Select a friendly fighter. For the duration of this battle, one of their weapons with the melee trait gains knockback. It's good, but it's not great. That all you've got is the second to last one here. For the duration of this activation, each time the selected fighter takes an enemy fighter out of action, they gain an additional D3 XP. It's nice. And the last one, the Iron Ride. Until the start of this fighter's next activation, their toughness characteristic is considered to be 1 higher for the purpose of wound roll. So some interesting ones in there. I have to say, I do love the one that gives you an extra rapid fire, because it's just what squats do best. This is a huge gang guide, I have to say, and it's taken me a while to get through it. So if you've watched it this far, then I'm now going to talk about 3 gang lists that I've made using all the rules from this book. The first one that I'm going to look at is my own list. This is something or similar to what I would go with in one of my campaigns typically. It's very balanced and it has a few fighters in it. I think it's quite a nice gang, if I'm honest, if I may say so. The first one is the Charter Master at 215 credits. He comes with the Ironhead auto gun, Ironhead stub gun for backup, and a circular stone saw over the shoulder. So a nice balanced fighter with a bit of range and close combat threat. We've also taken the trick shot skill there as well, meaning that you can reduce cover saves by 1. It's pretty good when you're a shooty boy. He's got the armored undersuit and mesh armor, giving him a 4+ save there as well. Really, really nice, sort of well-rounded leader there, but he is expensive, but I'm not taking all of the expensive gear on him, so he's not too bad. The next one, though, is very expensive, and here's where I go a little bit more crazy at 295 credits. This is the Exo-Master. Comes with Ironhead Power Fist ×2, just because it looks so cool, and I think Rule of Cool is so important in Necromunda, and the Bolt Spitter over the shoulder there as well for a bit of ranged threat at close range. He also comes with the armored undersuit, giving him, again, again, a 4+ save, immunity to Radphage and Blaze as well. And I've given him Bull Charge just to give those Power Fists knockback and Strength 6 on the charge. For the second champion, we've gone with one of the regular Drill-Masters here, and he's got the Ironhead Auto Gun with Mesh Armor and Stubborn to the last as his skills at 125 credits. I've got an Exo-Kyn here as well, so one of the prospects at 130 credits with 2 Rock Saws. I do like this fighter, and I think the Rock Saws are pretty good at damage 2 with rending. If he gets into a fight with somebody, he's quite likely to take them down, even though he's only got 1 attack. So, 3 attacks on the charge, rending at damage 2. You're only hitting on 4s, but if one of those goes through, it's pretty nasty. And I do like the look of these guys too. Of course, the next thing, and like I said earlier, an auto include here is the Claim Jumper. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but for 60 credits, an absolute steal. He's the same cost as one of the diggers in this list as well. Talking of diggers, I've got 3 of them here. The first one is 55 credits with an axe and a stub gun for a little bit of close combat threat. Really, this is the one that's going to go hunting for sort of targets, going to kick people while they're down, kick a few heads in and get some coup de grace, and also just sort of get objectives as well. And then I've got 2 more diggers with auto guns, Ironhead auto guns for those juicy rapid fire 2 bonuses as well. That is the Wellywood list that clocks in at exactly 1,000 credits there as well. The next list is a little bit of a silly one, but I think it would be quite fun to play with. This is my maximum firepower list. So I've got a Charter Master here with an Ironhead bolt gun. Really horrendous with Iron Will and Mesh Armor. The reason why I've taken Iron Will here is because the gang is very small with only 6 fighters. We've got the Drill Master here with an Ironhead Heavy Stubber, and nobody pushes Kyn around with Mesh Armor as well. I've also gone for a double up on that with the exact same champion, 240 credits with an Ironhead Heavy Stubber. So 2 Ironhead Heavy Stubbers and 1 Charter Master with a bolt gun with rapid fire. Really nasty. And then I've gone for 2 Drill-Kyn, one as a specialist with a Ironhead bolt gun, and 2 Drill-Kyn with Ironhead auto guns there as well. No armor on those guys, it's worth noting as well. And that clocks in a very expensive 1,000 credits as well. But the amount of firepower you can put out with this list is quite frankly disgusting. Keep them in a little group and just shooty. Very nasty. And the last list is my maximum thick boys list, which, as you can guess, is full of Exo-Kyn. It's a shame that you can't have a Charter Master in an Exo-Suit, but you can't. So I've gone with a sort of quite fighty Master here with a Power Pick and Ironhead Power Fist, with Iron Will, the Armored Undersuit and Mesh Armor there as well. We've got the Exo-Master, in fact 2 Exo-Masters here. One's got an Excavator Hammer with Rain of Blows, meaning that I can swing that thing 2 times in close combat at versatile range. It's pretty cool. And I've also gone with one with a Rock Saw and an Ironhead Power Fist with the parry skill, just for a little bit of self-preservation there. And also 3 Exo-Kyn, the first one with an Excavator Hammer, the second one with a Hydraulic Drill and Rock Saw, and the third one at 145 credits comes with an Ironhead Power Fist and a Hydraulic Drill there as well. The Hydraulic Drill, it's not very good, but it is the cheapest option there. So that is my 3 roster sort of view there. I do like the maximum firepower one, but again, my Wellywood list is my sort of recommending starting point. Really, I do think that's a nice balanced list, and it includes that Claim Jumper in there as well. Thank you very much for staying with me for this gang guide. It has been a long one. I've been sat here for a matter of hours now, so I think I'm going to go and get lunch in a second, but it's been a while since I did a gang guide. I'm going to go through and do every single gang guide, going back to all the earlier ones I did now that we have new and updated rules for everything. So it's going to take me a while, so please bear with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I guess the sort of overview for squats really is that they're very unique now. You have the post-battle actions, which are fantastic. You have the amount of DACA is really, really fun. And I'm looking forward to playing this new and revised house sort of list, I suppose, for squats now that they're a bit more fleshed out. I feel like they've really got a full and comprehensive gang that you can use in campaigns, in any type of campaign, and they're going to be really fun to use. I do really like them. I love the aesthetic as well, and I can't wait to get mine painted. And again, please do like, share, subscribe, and check out the Patreon as well, and I'll be back with another gang guide real soon. Peace out.